Good morning to all. Once again, I welcome you in history class. Today, we are going to start chapter 7, that is Vijayanagara and Bamni Kingdom. In this chapter, we will discuss about rise of Vijayanagar and Bamni kingdoms, characteristic features of the two kingdoms, causes of their rivalry, and important rulers and their contributions. After the decline of Chalukya and Chola kingdoms, the Pandyas, the Hoysalas, the Kakatiyas, and the Yadavs had come to dominate the vast region of South India. However, as a result of repeated campaigns in the Deccan and South India by the Sultan of Delhi, their power started to weaken and they came under the domination of the Sultanate of Delhi. But Sultanate too failed to keep them under control for a long time, and two independent kingdoms, namely the Vijayanagar Empire and the Vamni Kingdom, rose to power. So let's start our first topic, that is about Vijayanagara Empire. So moving forward to our first topic, that is Vijayanagara Kingdom. After Muhammad bin Tughlaq campaigned in Varangal, campaign means fight or battle in Varangal, he also captured Harihara and Bukka, sons of Sangama, who was the ruler of Kampili. Harihara had earlier converted to Islam but reconverted to Hinduism. Harihara and Bukka asserted their independence, means declared their independence, and in 1336 CE they established the independent kingdom of Vijayanagara, which means city of victory. They followed the Shaivite tradition. Shaivite means followers of Lord Shiva or worship of Lord Shiva. In military technology, the two brothers, that is Harihara and Bukka, were influenced by the trends in Delhi Sultanate and further expanded their empire. It became a great kingdom of the south, consisting of Madras and Mysore. So the next topic is Krishna Deva Raya. The greatest ruler of the Vijayanagara Empire was the Krishna Deva Raya, who ruled from 1509 to 1530 CE and belonged to the Taluva dynasty. He was a brave general and a good administrator. He attacked the Bamni kingdom, which had broken into five parts. He constructed dams for irrigation, which brought prosperity to the state. He also established friendly relations with the Portuguese to promote trade. He built a number of beautiful palaces and temples. He was a great scholar of Sanskrit and Telugu. During his rule, the Vijayanagara Empire reached the zenith means peak of its glory. He died in 1530 CE and was succeeded by weak rulers. Next is administration. Vijayanagara rulers set up an efficient administration. For this, the empire was divided into a number of kotams. Kotams means districts under the rulers of Vijayanagara, which were further divided into nadus. Each kotam was under the charge of a governor who generally belonged to the royal family. The nadus were further divided into a number of villages or grama. The village headman managed the affairs of the village with the help of panchayat. Next topic is economy. Land revenue and trade revenue were the chief sources of the state income. Farmers paid between one-third to one-sixth of produce as taxes. The rulers constructed dams and canals for irrigation. Other sources of revenue were custom duty, grazing tax, import and export duties. Next is industry and trade. Vijayanagara kingdom had a flourishing trade, first with the Portuguese and later with the British and the Dutch. They also did brisk trade with countries in the west like Persia, Arabia and other Asian countries like Burma, China and Sri Lanka. The main items of import included ivory, that is the ornament made from the elephant tusk, horses and silk. There were 300 ports and the most important being Calicut in Malabar. Next topic is art and architecture, social and religious custom. The Vijayanagara rulers were great builders. The rulers built many temples and palaces, the most famous being the Vithala Swami temple and the Hazara Rama temple. They also repaired some old temple built by Cholas. The Vijayanagara rulers were great patron of learned men. Telugu, Kannada and Sanskrit flourished. Amukta Malada, a long poem in Telugu which explains how a king should rule, was composed by Krishna Deva Raya. His court had 8 great Telugu scholars or Ashtadhiggaja, of whom Tenali Rama, Peddana and Madhva were famous. Social and religious custom. The Vijayanagara rulers followed Hinduism and all its Vedic customs. They were governed by religious norms and gave a lot of importance to the Brahmins. Caste system was followed. Women were respected and some even occupied high positions in political life. However, their freedom was restricted. Sati was practiced. Polygamy and child marriage were also prevalent. Polygamy means the practice or custom of having more than one wife or husband at the same time. Next kingdom is Bahmani kingdom. The Bahmani kingdom was established in 1347 CE by Hassan Gangu, who took the name Alauddin Bahman Shah as his title. There were 18 rulers of the Bahmani kingdom who ruled from 1347 CE to 1537 CE. Some of the famous rulers of Bahmani kingdom were Bahman Shah, Muhammad Shah I, Muhammad Shah II, Firoz Shah, Ahmad Shah and Alauddin II was some of the important rulers of the Bahmani kingdom. The first one is Muhammad Shah I. Muhammad Shah I was the eldest son of Zafar Khan. He waged wars against the Vijayanagara and Varangal kingdom and defeated them, meaning he captured Vijayanagara and Varangal kingdom. The next is Firoz Shah Bahmani. He ruled from 1397 to 1422 CE and was the 8th ruler of the dynasty. He defeated the Vijayanagara kings in 2 major battles, but when he lost the third one in 1420 CE, he was forced to step down from the throne in favor of his brother Ahmad Shah. The next is Mahmud Gawan. Mahmud Gawan was the Persian merchant who came to India in 1460 CE. He became the Prime Minister of Muhammad Shah III. He was very kind and noble person who helped the poor with his savings. He defeated the ruler of Konkan and Orissa and captured Dabhol and Goa from Vijayanagara. He also defeated the ruler of Varangal. He was an efficient administrator and introduced several reforms. The kingdom was divided into 8 provinces of Tarafs. Tarafs means provinces under the Bahmani ruler, each under a Tarafdar. The revenue system was also reorganized to be able to generate enough money to enable them to maintain a strong army. Madrasas were built for Islamic learning in Bidar. Moving forward to our last topic, that is contribution of Bahmani kingdom and conflict between Vijayanagara and Bahmani. So the first one is contribution of the Bahmani kingdom. The Bahmani rulers were patron of art and architecture, language, literature and music. Many scholars lived in their courts. In the field of architecture, the Gol Gumbaz in Vizaypur is famous. Mahmud Gawan built the madrasa at Vedar, which is a three-storied building and could house 1,000 students. Many students from Iran and Iraq came to study there. The Gol Gumbaz has the second largest dome in the world, the largest being that of St. Peter Basilica in Rome. The acoustic system is a marvel of engineering. Acoustic means related to sound or hearing. Now the last topic is conflict between Vijayanagara and Bamni. The rulers of Vijayanagara and Bamni kingdoms were continuously at war with each other on the account of the following reasons. The first one is both the kingdoms wanted to possess the fertile Raichur Dawab. Second, both wanted to control the Krishna Godavari Dawab as it was fertile and several important ports were located here. Third, both the powers wanted to possess the narrow Konkan coast because of its fertile land and port of Goa. Fourth, both of them wanted to possess Golconda for its diamond mines. In the Battle of Talikota in 1565 CE, the combined kingdoms of Vijayapur, Golconda and Ahmednagar defeated the Vijayanagara Empire and completely destroyed it. So student, this is all about Vijayanagara and Bamni kingdoms. Go through the video and read the chapter thoroughly. Thank you for watching.